Today we are going to look at blockchain, the fundamentals of it. Blockchain is basically a combination of technologies that we already have in place in cryptography, distributed data structures, and building a non-centralized information wherein everybody will have access. It is consistent, but it is decentralized. Think of it like today, whatever transactions you make, everything goes through the bank or an entity which validates and then you get it. Suppose if we don't have to go to that particular entity, but we still want to achieve a distributed uh, ledger, distributed transaction history, wherein like I know what is the I have a copy of the ledger, you have a copy of ledger, and it's like a peer-to-peer network wherein it is encrypted, safe, and immutable. It cannot be overwritten or changed, and you don't need to pass through a central entity, and it access is restricted through tokens or encrypted algorithms which provide an access to update or updating a transaction, all of it. So how do I understand and correlate it with what are the key things that is involved in it? So the fundamentals of how it is built are decentralization. There's no single point of failure. Everybody will have access and visibility, like a shared data as well as consistent information, and like a peer-to-peer system wherein like you don't need to depend on anyone, but still everybody knows the state of the transactions, and we don't need to depend on any central entity. And there are different offerings like decentralization and consistency, or like scalability and consistency, or consistency and scalability. So those are all the CSDSDC aspects of it. So different offerings what is available in the market. So yeah, I mean it does closely connect to databases as well, wherein like they do have a similar pattern of consistency, availability, partition tolerance. Consistency having the most recent update, whoever queries. Availability, the system is always up and running. You do receive a copy of of data, whether it is updated or recent one or a older one. And even if some of the nodes fail, you would still be able to achieve the system is up and running. So two aspects of it is possible, not three of them. But databases what exhibit them, that is what is listed. Consistency and availability is for Postgres and MySQL, RDBMS systems, and consistency and partition tolerance in terms of MongoDB, HBase, Redis, and availability and partition tolerance in terms of Cassandra, DynamoDB, and CouchDB. So the technology that powers blockchain, basically, you need to have a technology to keep track of your ledgers, and the software that is deployed, which will keep track of what are the transactions that's being done, and how do I make it tamper proof, encrypting all the exchange of information, as well as this distributed ledger has to scale as it becomes, you have more nodes which are added to the network. The advantages, like data corruption or access, it's not centralized, so it's going to be even tougher, and there's no single authority who is governing it, and high degree of security because everything is encrypted, and you need to have a token to do a transaction, to commit a transaction, or to distribute or to broadcast a transaction. And since it is not dependent on any single entity, it is still going to be even faster. So yes, as of today, whatever information that we transfer, if you apply a blockchain technology on top of it, it is going to restrict the access. It is going to make it decentralized. It's going to make it consistent, and it's going to be even more secure. Be it in terms of your data access, or file storage, or taking care of user information, or retrieving data. Since everything has a token attached, everything has to be distributed, everything has to be broadcasted, and everything is managed in a decentralized way. So these things will add the additional layer of security as well as complexity, which makes it even more foolproof. But then there are certain risks also. I mean, you change to a different mode of payment, and you buy bitcoins based on a legal money or something. But then this, since the nature of it makes it anonymous to track, it can be used for I mean, in darknet, bitcoins are used wherein for illegal drugs or arms purchase. since you can it's not linked to a user, it becomes uh, difficult to track down illegal activities. And again, uh, when you do a transaction, you you don't know the person, but then when you send other means of transport, wherein like you impersonate it or send it like a normal goods, which makes it hard to connect who is performing that and who is the receiver. So anonymization and privacy is one aspect, but still, how does it impact the overall ecosystem in terms of safety and the legality aspect of it is what we have to think through. But I hope this gives you a perspective of blockchain fundamentals and how it relates to databases and what could be the potential use cases. Thank you.